Hello, Group 201. This is our second weekly feedback video. Since I didn't receive any specific questions from any of you, I will get right into talking about some key points from this week's activities. So, we had one assignment on climate change, where you fill out a worksheet and you watched a brief video, and I would like to take a couple minutes here to just review some key points from that. So, again, climate change refers to changes in global climate due to carbon dioxide emissions. This doesn't always mean that it's going to get hotter. That's why we don't use the term global warming as much anymore, because in some places, more CO2 in the atmosphere means it's going to be colder, not necessarily hotter. So that's why they refer to climate change, because this varies greatly depending on where you live. So, in the Kiribati island that the video talked about, in that place, sea level rise is displacing many of the residents. And that's because as glaciers melt, there is more water in the ocean, so sea level rises, and because they live on a very flat, low-lying island, along the coast especially, that a lot of their houses are underwater, or will soon be, so a lot of the residents have to move further inland or somewhere else because of that. So in this case, you can see that depending on where you live, the impacts can be greater or lesser, depending, again, on your living situation and so on. So, they predict that by the year 2100, the sea level rise will have covered much of the island, and right now their government is struggling with the decision of what to do. Other residents are more stubborn, typically the older ones, when it comes to moving to sea level rise, whereas younger generations are more willing to move as long as it means that they're going to not have to deal with constant threats to their living situation due to sea level rise. So this is an ongoing problem, and it's definitely something to think about. And those are just some key terms and ideas from the video that I wanted to reinforce with you. Other than that, everything from this week's activities should have been straightforward. But if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to let me know, and I will either get right back to you or I will talk about them in next week's video. With that said, thank you for watching and have a nice day.